Okay team, so here is the follow-on to that stretching video that I did what feels like forever ago, and at the end of that I said, right, I'm going to teach you how to foam roll next. So here it is. Now the foam roller is a fantastic tool to relieve tension and to relieve tightness. It isn't a replacement for a sports massage, that gets a lot more deeper, it can be a lot more specific, but this is a great way to sort of keep on top of those aches as we increase our exercise, we get a little bit tighter, particularly in our legs, hips, around our knees, in our back. So this could just help to ease that off a little bit to keep us pushing forward. I'm joined today by...
Hi everyone.
This is Harry, and Harry is feeling particularly tight, aren't you?
Yeah, very sore.
Very sore.
Thought this would be a good opportunity to learn something for myself, to be fair.
Yeah, so we're going to teach Harry how to foam roll while foam rolling him along the way. I get to sit and chill at the side, so this is going to be absolutely fantastic. So right, we'll crack on with it. Okay, so we are going to start off by using just a foam roller. I've got today a foam roller and I've got a kidney. You can use a tennis ball for this for the most part, that'll be absolutely fine, just that I've got this to hand. So we're going to start off with a quad roll for Harry, and we're going to position the bottom of the roller. If you can just lift your ball, we're going to position it just above his knees, okay? Then he's going to lift his toes off the floor, and from a plank position, just roll backwards and forwards. Just point those toes behind me, that's perfect. So we're going to roll backwards and forwards. Now Harry, tell me what you're feeling.
Oh, that's very nice.
Very nice and very sore, okay? So we're just going to roll through this for about a minute really. You often find when you first get on the foam roller, it's not too bad. And then as you start to roll and roll, it gets a little more painful, doesn't it, Harry?
That's very painful now.
Yeah, so as we increase as we get a little deeper into that muscle, the pain can go up a little bit more. But don't panic.
There's more.
But don't panic, it's going to get a lot worse. It's not. But we always start with this, we start with two legs on the roller, and we'll get a bit more specific as we get through the session. But yeah, how's that feeling, Harry?
Yeah.
Pretty good. Okay, we've done that for about a minute now. We've got lots of blood now flowing into the quad, so we can get a little bit more specific. Now, we're going to do a single-legged version now. Sounds good, doesn't it, Harry?
Yeah, loving it.
Okay, so we're going to foam roll Harry's left quad. So Harry, can you just push towards me a little bit so we get your quad centered on the foam roll a little more. A bit more like that. There you go. Okay, and then we're going to get this leg up and out of the way. So alright, so just bend line up, out of the way. He's got his knee on the floor there, just taking some of that weight. Now point this toe and do the same movement, foam rolling up and down, just that one quad down.
Oh, yeah.
So we started off with both legs on there, we got lots of blood flow in, and then we switched to single leg. And we can get really more specific now. Now you'll often feel you can get some tightness that moves down the centre of the quad. Oh, he's had to give up. He's had to give up.
That is bad.
Okay, so we get some tightness down the centre of the quad, we get some down the outside. So what I like to do is when I'm in this position, I like to change the angle of where it's getting onto my quad. So I might roll the centre, and then might open my toe out and roll down the inside, down to the teardrop of the quad. So just turn this toe outwards, more, and then roll. And you feel you get a bit more into that centre?
Yeah, a little bit. It's not as painful.
Not as painful, that's a small area.
That's a good sign.
And then let's go the other way with it. So let's now turn it in that way and get into the outside of the quad a little more.
Yeah, that's good.
Where that's going to be quite bad. Keep doing that. Give me another 15 seconds, Harry. So, the influence of your quads have further down the line is massive. So if we have tight quads, we get tight knees. If we get tight knees, we get knee pain. So it's important we relieve that. Right, we're going to switch on and do the other leg because he needs to do both, and we'll fast forward and join you again with the next bit. Okay, that is our quads roll, and Harry did not find that a pleasurable experience.
Absolutely not.
Not at all a pleasurable experience, but it is a really good thing, and it's where I always like to start. Now, we're going to get into the hamstrings now. Now, Harry will be glad to know that the hamstrings on the foam roller are nowhere near as bad. The way the quad works, we kind of press it down into the bone a little bit, into that femur, and that's why it's so sore. The hamstrings, we have 4 of them that run around the back. They're not as dense as a muscle as a quad is, and they just kind of splatter out a little bit. So this is going to be much nicer. So if you can just sit up, Harry, both feet extended out. Again, set the front roller right behind the knee, and then we're just going to lift your bum off the floor and roll forwards and backwards along the front roller that way. Harry's got bad wrists, I should have said this isn't going to be good for him. You're alright? Yeah. So, that is nowhere near as bad, is it, Harry? Yeah. So, this is just a broad stretch. It's another one of those things that I think it's just good to get lots of blood flow in there, but it isn't going to get super deep, it isn't going to be too nasty. Perfect.
No, I'm much more comfortable.
Much more comfortable. So yeah, again, spend 1 minute doing this. Right, on to the next one, the IT band. We're about to wrap the pain back up. Okay, so for the IT band, iliotibial band. It runs from your iliac crest, up into your hip, down to the tibia down the side. IT band. Yeah? So it runs down the outside. I like to imagine that your quad is like a cross section, like a square, and the IT band is the outside of that square. So bear that in mind. Now Harry has just set up lovely for us. He's got his top arm in a side plank position. He's got his feet, well they're going to be, feet are going to be off the floor.
Oh.
Now, come on Harry, lift them both up. Now if Harry does that, all of his weight is down on that muscle. So what he could do to make it a little bit easier is to put this leg up here, out of the way, and then just roll up on that side.
Yeah.
That's nice for a tip, yeah? So, what we can do is we can make it easier by having that front leg forward and just having the back leg down the roller. It's still nasty, isn't it?
That is very, very bad.
Yeah, so stay on the outside of that muscle, stay on the outside of the leg, and just roll. Now, when we first do this, the first time you do this, as you're experiencing here with Harry, he doesn't do this very often. It is really, really painful. But if you build on this and you repeat this this activity multiple times, it gets better and better and so much less painful. Like I could jump on that now and throw roll out there pain-free. Yeah? But you can't at first. So what I would have to do is I would have to double up both legs on there. To try and get that deep massage in, I would put both legs on top of each other. But I would absolutely recommend starting off, doing what Harry's doing, having that front leg forward and keeping the back leg on it and working out there. Right, we'll crack on to the one. Harry needs a little cry, so we'll be back in a minute. Okay, next job. We've done quads, we've done hamstrings, we've done IT band, we've got 2 more lower body ones to do. We've got to do the glutes and we've also got to do the calves. Let's go with calves first. We'll get your bad wristy stuff out of the way and then we're away to go. So, yeah, just sit like this, the hamstrings for me. So, legs extended out, put your bum on the floor. Now, again, we're going to start off with 2 legs on the roller and then we're going to break it down and apply more pressure as we get on. So just lift your feet up a little bit for me and let's set it just above there. Now, is Achilles tendon, yeah? Is it the right at the bottom of there? We're setting it up just above the Achilles tendon, right at the very base of our calf muscle. We're going to roll it up through the belly of the muscle, the deepest part of the tissue, up to behind the knee and then back down again. So Harry, if you can lift your weight up and start to roll forward and backwards again for that golden minute of opportunity. Lovely. Yeah. Now, calves and feet are a massively neglected area of our body. We never stretch them, we never massage them. How many times have you bent down to touch the floor to stretch your hamstrings or pulled your foot behind you and done a quad stretch? You'll always do that. People don't do this. And that's pretty good, isn't it, Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's hard though.
And just like I said, that if our quads are tight, it influences the knee. The same applies to if we have tight ankles and tight calves. Again, if we have a lack of mobility down there, it's really going to carry on up and put additional strain on our knees that we don't need. So we've just done the easy version, Harry.
Oh, great.
Let's do the hard version now. So, set up the same again for me. Both feet on. We're going to take one leg. Fold it over the other. Lovely. Now repeat the same thing, Harry, and put your brave face on. Go for it.
Right.
Try not to cry.
Oh man.
Go on, work all the way through it. Work.
Oh,
Is it that good?
That is that bad.
Okay.
I'll try and be on leg first and then try and be on leg.
He's trying on his good leg.
Oh wait, no.
Let's go. Through. And back.
Definitely the better leg.
Yeah, better than the one. Love it. Great.
Still bad, that ain't bad.
It's bad, but not as bad as it was before. And that's what I want you to do on the calves. I want you to start off with both legs on, roll it, and then we're going to break it down into single leg after that. Perfect. Now, last one for lower body, we're going to get onto the glutes. Okay, while Harry just derobes because it's too hot, I'll show you this because it's a little bit easier to show than it is to describe. So I'll show it and then we'll get your experience. Okay, so I'm going to plonk my butt on top of the foam roller, just like that. Now, I'm going to do my right side first. I'm going to put my right foot on top of my left knee, like so. Okay? From there, I'm then going to address a bit more weight onto the outside. So I was sat with both my hips on there, and now I'm just going to put my right hip on. And from there, I'm going to roll forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. If you've ever experienced sciatica, you'll know about piriformis being a key muscle in causing that sciatic pain as we get tight around the sciatic nerve. This is exactly where I'm aiming for, and if we can relieve tension around that, it may reduce inflammation or the chance of inflammation through activity later down the line. Give it some, Harry.
There you go.
Give it some.
So
Starting like that. So, which side are we going to do first?
left.
So, if we're doing the left side, then we need to put the left foot on top of the right. Okay, bend this leg up a little more forward, sort of 90 degrees. That one. Then put that on top there like that. Then we're going to address a lot of weight on the outside of the left hip. And then work it. Yeah? So it's quite tender, and you sometimes have to feel like work a little bit this way, put a bit of weight that, work back a little bit, and you'll find the area that is quite unique for you, because it's not going to be quite in the same place. The muscle's in the same place pretty much, but where you hold your tightness might be very different.
Yeah.
Sore, isn't it?
Very.
Now, if you were experiencing sciatica or sciatica type symptoms, and you were to do this foam roller, it would be really painful. Lovely.
Tidy.
Nice, isn't it?
Tidy, yeah.
Okay, so that is the summary of our lower body activity. We've done quads, we've done hamstrings, we've done IT bands, we've done calves, and we've done glutes. There's one more thing I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you that a little bit later towards the end. But for now, we're just going to do a couple of quick upper body ones to free up your back and lats, really. We might do pecs as well.
Alright.
Oh dear. Okay, so we're moving now into an upper body one, and we're gonna roll the upper back now. Harry has set the roller up, sort of in his mid-thoracic, so the middle of his spine. We try to avoid foam rolling the base of the spine. It's quite a compromising position to put something right in the lumbar of your spine and then to bend back over it. It's not ideal for us, so I try my best to avoid that wherever possible. So we set this roller up in the middle of his back. I then want him to cross his hands and just put him over his head a little bit. What that's going to do is going to open his scapulas up to sort of expose the rhomboids in the middle there. And then when we lift that up and roll through, we can get really into that upper back and give it a lovely roll that we normally can't really get to. How's that feel, Harry?
Feels nice.
Yeah? It's not too nasty, is it, at all? It's quite a nice thing. Just got to keep that bubble off and just roll through the middle of that. You can't just stop at your upper back. If you try and go up onto the neck too much, the roller might flick out. So just working through the middle of that back. Lovely. Lovely. And relax it there. And we're going to transition now straight into doing his lats. Now, this is a bit of an awkward one to get into, but we'll talk you through it. So, what we're going to do, you can turn it to a bit of a side. And now I'm just going to set this up. Your lats are the muscles that run down the back here and they come out like a wing, okay? Especially on someone as big as Harry. So we're going to put that for a roller underneath the side of the arm to lay your lat onto it a little bit.
Yep.
try your best to put this hand out of the way. Just take the weight away from it. So now I've got all your weight into that and then you're going to roll forward and backwards through that lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there. So a bit of an awkward one to set up. You set up in that side plank, but then need to take the arm away so that you can get the weight down onto it. Uncomfortable, Harry?
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah. So it is a bit awkward again. Massaging the lat, particularly from this angle, is not common. If you go for a sports massage, they're really going to have to try and get into the side there.
That's rough.
Is that nice?
That's rough.
Give me another 10. Give them another 10 seconds, Harry. Come on. Come on, tough it out. Tough it out. Lovely.
Oh man.
Great. Now that's what we're talking about. Nice. Okay, last one. Pec. A little bit awkward, but it looks like you're rolling around face down on the floor, but not too bad. Again, I'm going to show it rather than just describe it because it's awkward as anything. Okay. This time we're setting up the foam roller this way, so long ways. I'm then going to press my pec into it, put my arm out to the side, lift up and roll across and back, across and back, across and back. I've got my knees on the floor and my hips just slightly off the floor. I think Harry might like this one. So then lift the hips up, you can stay on the knees, lift the hips up a little bit, just press a bit of weight in. Try and keep that sliding off if you can. Okay. Lovely. Now you can't get deep into the centre of the pec here, and especially if you're a woman, this isn't going to be the one for you, but you can get into the tendon right at the start, in the armpit, and you can do that. It's a bit glandy for women, but you can probably give it a go. If it doesn't feel comfortable, don't do it. And if you're on the bit on the bigger boob side of things, then this is going to be a bit too difficult to faff around with, so I won't bother. Oh, lovely. So they're the three that I would prioritise for upper body with the foam roller. I just want to show you two more exercises, both with the peanut I showed you right at the beginning. Okay, Harry, it's peanut time. So if you can come over here, back to the wall. Now, I'm going to place this peanut into his shoulder blade. So if you just turn around for me, Harry, I'm going to try and place it on this side of his spine here. Yeah, this side of his spine, between spine and scapula here, in this soft bit of tissue there. Okay, so it's going to look like that. So if you've got a tennis ball for this tennis ball is really good for this. So I'm going to set it up. I've got the inside of the peanut inside scapula. I've got the outside. Now, just like we created an open scapula earlier by crossing our arms across that upper body one, I want you to take your right arm, hold it across your body. Yep. Hold it nice and tight. And then I want you to slowly, like a bear scratching its arse against the tree, I want you to put your feet forward a little bit, put a little bit of weight into that, and you're going to foam roll down, and up. Yeah, go for it. Now, it's good to do this against a surface with a bit of resistance on it. If you do it against something slippy like a high gloss door, especially with a tennis ball that's got that felty top, it can slip out the top, so try and give yourself a little bit of resistance. If you've got a dog ball, a rubber dog ball, hard rubber dog ball, that might be a little bit better. How's that feeling, Harry?
Rough.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Superb. And then a little variation on that again. If we want to get a little bit more around here, settle in, turn onto it, and roll again for me. Yeah. So around this rear delt, we get a little bit of the lat as we come through the bottom there. Not a great deal, but we get a little bit of it in there. And it's a very different place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels completely different. So if you get tight shoulders, or you've ever told you've got like weak rotator cuffs or things like that, it can get quite tight around there if that's been overworking a little bit to compensate for problems deeper in the shoulder. So I really like this one as a little one to just get in there. Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, yep, got it.
Sorted. Right, one last one to show, and it's all the way down at your feet.
Take your shoes off, mate.
Take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Okay, right, here's the last job we've got for Harry then. This is to massage underneath his feet. Like I said earlier, the calves are often neglected, and so are the bottom of your feet. You think you walk around all day, you do sport, you run, you jump, you squat, you lunge. Your feet are having to bend, your toes are having to curl, and all the time your feet just put up with it inside a shoe. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the peanut, pop it right underneath your shoe for me, Harry. Oh, your shoe, underneath there
The
for me.
foot.
Yeah, again, if you've got a tennis ball's wonderful for this, or those spiky massage balls. Now, press weight through, Harry, and I just want you to roll under and back, under and back. I want you to put a little bit more weight onto the inside here. So just use that ball number one.
Yeah,
How tight does that feel?
Yeah, very. Yeah.
Quite tender, is that? Great. Perfect. And then maybe a little more into the outside there. Now, if you've got a tennis ball, I would advise you just apply pressure, feel like you're trying to squash that tennis ball, and you're just working through and back, through and back, through and back. Again, a minute at a time. Maybe for this one, I mean, you can do this sat on the sofa at the end of the day, can't you? So just get on it at the end of the day, bing, bing, bang, bong, and job done. Perfect, leave it there. Right. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks, Harry, for being a top
Not a problem, thank you for showing me.
top guest there, top guest. So I would absolutely advise that if you are experiencing tightness and you are training hard, putting a lot of load through your body, that, like Harry does and like you're doing, that you really do that once a week, twice a week. It'll make a massive difference to just keeping you moving and reducing the risk of injury over time, of injury over time. Right. Dinner time for us, isn't it, mate? Have you already done dinner?
Third one, yeah.
Absolute animal. Right, see you next time.